Hello everybody, welcome to this video, and today we're going to talk about what it means to create an anchor as a high performer who is looking to enter higher cash months. Now, an anchor in neurolinguistic programming is something that you can visually see, hear, smell. It is something that has to do with your kinesthetics, and when you engage with that particular idea, it causes your body and your mind to react in a very specific way because your brain is interpreting that particular thing with an idea. And how you interpret that idea is going to determine how you physically react to it. And so two people can look at the same color blue, and they're going to have very different interpretations of what that color blue means to them. One person might think of something from their childhood, another person might think of their favorite shirt. And both of them are just the color blue, but that particular color is making them feel a very specific way based on something that has happened in their experience. And so, as a high performer, it is very important for you to create anchors because it is very easy to get lost in your day-to-day life. It's very easy to get lost in the emotions and the turmoil and the disappointments that happen, and what tends to happen is that we go through these experiences of disappointment and we get stuck in them. We don't pull ourselves out. And so we're doing every day to day by just continuing to anchor in the state that we're always in. But when you're looking to go bigger in your life, that requires an identity shift. It requires you to pull yourself out of some of these lower spaces and intentionally put yourself into just different mental spaces. And the way that you can do this is through anchors. Now, your anchor can literally be anything. My anchor, in specifics to feeling confident about myself, who I envision as my future self, really feeling as though I'm being wrapped in this idea of confidence, kind of like a clothing. I have a very specific pink, and this specific pink is found on crepe myrtles. And it's not that I like all crepe myrtles, and it's not that I like all pinks. It's that this very specific pink makes me feel as though like this is who I truly am. Right now, it is blooming all over the place. And so every time that I'm driving by, I'm seeing this particular color on this tree because these crepe myrtles are everywhere. And every time that I see this color, I've trained myself to associate to this feeling that I want to have. And so no matter what feeling I'm in the moment, as I'm listening to the radio or I'm caught in my thoughts, every time that I see one of these crepe myrtles, it literally snaps me out of wherever I am at in my mind's eye. And I'm thinking about that version of myself. I'm thinking about the confidence. This is who I want to associate with. I'm wondering if the space that I'm in right now is going to contribute to the future version of myself that I want to be. And if it's not, then I intentionally move through the feelings that I'm moving through to shift and change, pull myself out of the trance that I'm stuck in. The crepe myrtle tree is my cue to step out of whatever trance that I'm in as I'm caught in my mind's eye and to focus on something else, redirect my attention in a way that is going to be more productive. And as I do that, I can use more anchors like music, for instance. I can listen to YouTube videos. I can listen to something as I've seen these crepe myrtles to help pull me even more into the feeling that I want to have, because at the end of the day, an identity is just around the internal experience that you're having. And your internal experience could be made of belief systems. And your belief systems are really created around your internal language that you've created based on your experience. And so how you move through your past experiences is also going to determine how you are identifying with the identity that you're shifting into. And so in your case, as a high performer who is looking to step into higher cash months, you're going to want to create anchors that help you really identify with that version of yourself. And if you don't know what that version of yourself looks like, then that's first of all a problem. Like, you need to know how that version of yourself feels, what they want, what they desire. And how you know what they desire is, what do you desire now? And so if you're looking to feel more confident, let's say you're not feeling very confident right now with where you're at in your business, you need to find ways that make you feel confident on a regular day-to-day basis. It could even be events that have happened to you in your past that made you feel really confident. And you associate a particular idea, like my crepe myrtle tree, for instance. I suggest a very specific that you see all the time. And so you can associate this very specific color to that experience of that time that you felt really confident. And so you're going to want to do this over and over and over. This is something that you have to program your mind on a regular basis. Literally, it gets to a point where you've programmed your mind so much that every time that you see this color, your mind can't help but to think of that time that you felt really confident. And whenever you think of it, you're going to fall into that trance. And typically, you're going to feel it, start feeling it in your body. You're going to notice a shift in your body. But this really takes practice because you have to be able to notice that shift. So many people go through their day-to-day life without noticing the different shifts, the different hypnotic trances that they go through on a regular basis. And so they're not able to pull themselves out of anything. But when you can notice the shift that you're falling into, because you've trained yourself to go into this shift, you can like literally shift your mind's eye to start focusing on what is it that I need to switch in this moment? Where do I need to shift in this moment? And you can start pulling yourself out of shame and those lower states that are keeping you locked in these low confidence spaces. And so that's all that I have for this video. This is really just my first video to kind of start putting the idea of neurolinguistic programming and self-hypnosis back out there. And as I'm going to start developing this channel on a more regular basis, I'm going to be putting out more information that's more organized and hopefully more fluid in the way that I present this. So I'm just happy that I got this video out here because this is something that has been on my list of things to do for a while. And so I will see you in the next one.